What up, gamers? Welcome back to Kaboom!
Kaboom, kaboom!
We're back with yet another exciting video for you. But before we dive in, make sure to smash that subscribe button and get a good luck refill for the rest of the week. Do you love our channel? Support us now. Get your Kaboom membership and get cool badges, emoticons, and infinite luck in return. We all love reactions from our favorite streamers, so here's a list of the 15 epic streamer reactions. Number 15, Canadian's reaction to Siege's utility problem and Beaulo in combination. Canadian's a hugely popular Rainbow Six Siege professional player. He's also known for his 6 and 6 podcast, where he talks about the game a lot. While one day complaining about the unbalanced nature of the game, he gives popular streamer Beaulo a huge compliment. Roll the clip.
Like you try clearing Beaulo's shield when he's got 3 ADSs and 5 Wamai magnets, and you try throwing those flashbangs while he's like this, and he doesn't miss, bro. He doesn't miss. Like, you try clearing this shield. It's not happening.
Number 14, T-Pain's reaction to God of War Ragnarok. T-Pain's reaction to God of War Ragnarok is by far our favorite. While the game did take over the internet by storm, T-Pain's reaction was the funniest. He just straight up walks around his room screaming, "Boy!"
Oh, boy! God.
I don't want to fight anyone.
And when the moment they show Thor in the trailer, T-Pain's reaction turns into one of the most epic ones yet.
Mrs. Uncle, are you coming with us?
We'll get your answers soon enough. Some of them.
Number 13. CourageJD and TeePee react to Shroud destroying people in Black Ops Battle Royale. Let's be honest, Shroud is a machine. He's just so good at any game that he touches. And that's why he's beloved by everyone on Twitch. In this particular clip, Shroud's playing in a Black Ops 3 Battle Royale tournament, and is just devastatingly owning everyone left, right, and center. The commentators for the event were CourageJD and TeePee, who go on to basically praise Shroud until they cannot speak.
He did. Dude, I'm telling you. Dude, I'm telling you. Dude, I'm telling you. They can't. He.
Are you kidding me?
Like, is that fucking serious? Is that actually serious?
What? That guy missed a whole clip in half. No way.
Number 12. Shroud reacts to TENZ destroying the competition. When the compliments are coming from Shroud himself, you know you've made it. TENZ has made a name for himself in the world of streaming. He's going around owning people in actual esports tournaments. Shroud was heavily invested in the VALORANT tournaments, and TENZ's performance in that event really lit him up. There's a couple reactions, but here are some of our favorites.
After that. Okay, I'm definitely gonna do it now.
Oh my god, that's so lucky, dude.
Okay, I think, guys.
Their mental's gone, bro. It's gone.
Look at how much space Sentinels have taken. Sick now uses a red back.
Oh my god.
Number 11. Queen TOFU reacts to AVENGERS Endgame's most hype moment. Queen TOFU's always been a Marvel fan. She constantly mentions how much she loves the MCU and the comic books, so her reaction to Endgame was always going to be a heartfelt one. While her initial reaction is pretty normal for a fan, she definitely went a little bonkers when Captain America finally lifted Thor's mighty Mjolnir.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, the coolest moment. Might be the best moment in this entire movie is this.
I knew it.
This right here. Oh, the music right here. Oh, it's so cool.
Number 10. PLOO reacts to winning Best Emerging VALORANT Streamer. PLOO's usually very vocal about her reactions with things, but this was by far her funnest reaction to date. On the night when she's quite literally about to win the Best Emerging VALORANT Streamer on Twitch at the Game Awards, she's just not there. Where is she, you might ask? Well, she went away for a minute to get a White Claw and missed the announcement.
Congratulations also to PLOO, who was voted by the fans as their favorite emerging VALORANT streamer. Let's all go rate her stream right now on Twitch. Chat about all the things you liked and you didn't like in tonight's show.
Hello?
It's been a very unique year, but one thing that never changes is our passion for gaming
What happened?
and the games we love.
Oh, they
Very
announced
trying
it?
circumstance. I can't believe
I
we
literally
didn't
AFK'd for 2
Stay
seconds.
safe. Happy
What
holidays.
the? Woo!
Number 9. NEMS38's monotone reaction after setting a Dark Souls 3 any % speedrun world record. NEMS38 has been trying to get this speedrunning record for ages. He was giving it his all to become the record-breaking Dark Souls 3 speedrunner, and yet he was failing a lot during his endeavors. However, eventually he did figure it out. His run was flawless, and he managed to actually beat the game in only 32 minutes, which is by far the fastest speedrun of Dark Souls 3 to date. His tired and monotone, yet epic reaction just sums it all up.
I would just like to say, anyone watching this world record video, that just a quick shout out to Alinity. She's been my inspiration on Twitch since day one.
I'm going to carry on trying to improve this though. I actually want to carry on.
Number 8. Shroud reacts to Simple's record-breaking ace. Shroud loves Simple, that much we know for sure. They've been competitors for ages, and have grown to admire each other as players and as rivals. However, since Shroud isn't competing professionally anymore, he has more time to react. His reaction to Simple's actual record-breaking ace at the CSGO tournament a few months ago is by far our favorite in the past few months.
Ooh, little one tap. Ooh, oh my! He's awake. He got the most aces.
Number 7. Kydae reacts to Sentinels making it to Iceland. Kydae and TENZ have been together for a while, and their relationship is one of the cutest things on Twitch. However, Kydae also has an added interest in Sentinels aside from TENZ, and she's been there to support the team every step of the way. The final round of the game was super intense, but Kydae knew her team was already going to win.
Nice! Woo! Bro, he almost had that Oh my god.
Number 6. Pokimane's reaction to XQC's compliment. XQC just straight up embarrassed himself in front of basically his entire friend group. XQC was asked who he thought the hottest person on Twitch was. Of course, he initially wanted to name his roommate, but since that option wasn't available, off the top of his head he mentioned a little-known streamer by the name of Pokimane. Pokimane's reaction was priceless. You're still here, right? Smash that subscribe button before we continue. Number 5. Ludwig pulls Dark Charizard in Pokemon card opening. Ludwig is the funniest guy. He's Twitch's resident nice guy whose entire purpose is to entertain us. He does the funniest things and risks a ton of his money on content, and sometimes that can be worth something. For instance, in this particular clip where he spent a huge amount of money on Pokemon cards, and finally, his wish to get the one card he wanted was given. Look at the reaction on his face, as well as the face of the other two streamers when Ludwig pulls the Dark Charizard Pokemon card. It's absolutely a highlight.
Oh, let's go! Let's go! Yeah! Yeah!
Number 4. Canadian R6 after absolutely destroying TSM. Canadian is on this list again, and this is by far his most epic reaction to date. While he is a streamer part-time, his main passion has always been competing at the topmost level. This was one of the most intense rounds, and by far one of the most hyped matches. The round where it all went crazy was when Canadian clutched up big time against TSM while playing Pulse, with the worst gun in the game.
Beaulo's one shot away. Will Canadian clutch? Oh my god! No way he pulls that off, and the diffuser is his. He knows he has plenty of time, and I'd imagine you gotta be pumped.
Number 3. MoistCritikal's epic reaction that turned into a meme. MoistCritikal's most epic reactions are always sarcastic, whether it's him reacting to office supplies or for some weird reason garbage trucks. However, the slimy pooping doll was the one where he actually ended up creating one of the greatest reaction clips in Twitch history. Yep, this man literally got hyped up in a fake way that seemed real for a children's toy. Watch the clip, it is crazy.
Gonna get loopy off my poopy.
Now we're ready to make unicorn slime.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo! We're making a unicorn.
Number 2. Dr. Lupo's $1 million charity stream has a wholesome reaction. Dr. Lupo had been on this 24-hour stream that he had prepared for ages. The cause was that all of the earnings from the stream would go to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital in the form of charity. His goal was to get to $1 million so he can maximize the help he could provide them. And boy, oh boy, did he reach that goal. Woo! His expressions of pure disbelief and just thankfulness is an absolute heartwarming moment. Watch the clip.
Bro, are you kidding me?
What's that?
Are y'all for real?
I mean, it's signed by John Twitch himself. So yes, of course. $1 million for St. Jude.
Number 1. PewDiePie's reaction to 100 million subscribers. PewDiePie has long been the king of YouTube. He's been doing everything on YouTube, from playing games, to vlogging, to reacting to content, and even streaming. He's done it all. His fan following is humongous, as we all know well. However, the reaction he had to reaching his 100 million subscriber goal was by far the most wholesome video we've ever seen from PewDiePie. This video sums up all the hard work that he's put into his YouTube channel, and how much it all means to him.
I like the color scheme, YouTube. Very nice. Ba-da! PewDiePie, congratulations on passing 100 million subscribers. I know a lot of people wanted a custom reward, but I don't care. This is awesome.
Check out this video. It's specially selected for you. You'll like it.